stage breaks are returning for road courses, starting with the Roval. I see you shaking your head. I know. So here's the thing. I'm going to say my statement here, and then I'm going to let you run with what you want to say about this, because I know you're a bit of a purist on this. And I am privy to some conversations within the media side of this sport that led me to believe that this was happening pretty quickly after we had some no caution races. Remember, these races are run to a certain time, estimated time, that as a sport that is, funded mostly by media rights. There's a certain amount of time they expect that event to be happening. When the races are missing that mark by massive percentages because of a change in the rules, that's normally not going to be a good thing for anyone. Secondly, at the end of the day, this sport is here for entertainment. If someone buys a ticket or watches on TV and feels like the product has been lessened by a change in rules, then I think it's the sport's best move to look at how to improve that. Hold on. Before it be changed, because, and Landon's giving me a weird face, it was changed on the idea of trying to become maybe a little bit more fair, right? Or be a little bit more pure. If that's not the path and it doesn't equal the same level of entertainment, then why are you doing it? So with that, I know I supported no stage caution. I personally, as a driver, enjoyed that. I thought it was fun. I like the idea of green flag races, and I enjoyed doing these races where we ran through the stage and it wasn't just a break. You just kept going. I thought that was cool, and I liked the strategy. But I get from the entertainment side that, maybe it wasn't the best, but I also am going to say if the stages did an amazing thing for the media side of the sport to have have breaks in the action that they could do commercials, that sort of thing. Just remember that. So that's why they were the other side of them that was really important for this sport was that.
So first of all, you had me at hello on the whole NBC.
I didn't say NBC.
You didn't say NBC. You didn't say NBC. I'm sorry. You the whole media conversations, time slot window, how we're funded commercials, and to be honest with you, that's discussing that to me is more interesting, or I would hope, I'm assuming is more interesting for our listeners than just my reaction, because we talk about not being a reaction show or things like that. I like the stage. I don't like the stage cautions, but for purity reasons, and I love long runs and road courses with strategy and whatnot. I think it's interesting to talk about the reason why, the time slot windows and the reason why we need the races to be 3 hours long on TV, because that's what funds our sport. That's the TV window that was purchased. That's how the business works. I think that's really interesting and really a good point. And I think one thing that affects that is that, a cautions on a road course aren't a straightforward thing. A caution can last 15 minutes. It could last 45 minutes, right? So it's difficult to say, hey, we get rid of cautions altogether, or not. I want to say it's not that we got rid of cautions. We get rid of stage breaks altogether, but then you have a race that doesn't have any natural cautions. Well, the race in Indy was only 2 hours long, right? Yep. So it's hard to manage that. You could make the road course race longer. You could make the duration, like the laps of the race longer. But then what happens if you have a bunch of if you have 3 or 4 natural cautions? Well, now you have a 4.5 hour race. So or a red flag or something like that. So, the NASCAR is really good at knowing how long their races are. They're not stupid. These guys know what they're doing. It's just that when you have a race that goes green flag caution free, it's a pretty darn short race. So time-wise.
Well, I shouldn't even say, well, hold on. I'm actually extrapolating a little bit. I'm not saying that's the sole reason this was changed, right? Some of it I think is entertainment.
No, but I want to get to the entertainment point too.
Hold on.
That's the only other
real quick. I think I should clarify on that. I should clarify on that whole point though. Mm-hmm. That is not like a direct quote from anyone within the media world or whatever. It was just my interpretation of looking at timing of races and saying, wait a second, knowing how this all works, it's in no one's best interest that a cup race is sub 2 hours or wherever, right? Like that is not the intention of the NASCAR Cup Series. It is a event that, if you buy a ticket, you're not getting the full time.
And I agree with
that you should, you know what I mean? So I think that's where I was trying to say. I wasn't saying directly.
So should we lobby for time-based cup races?
That's
just make it a 3.5-hour race.
So hold on, one thing I did think about was like,
what
I was
like
that? I just don't want anyone on here to like quote this and be like, well,
Parker said it came from an NBC meeting.
Yeah, NBC said they need more time for commercials. No, that's not what I was saying. What I was saying was it's not in the best interest of the sport.
I thought that's what you were saying. I thought you said you had a meeting.
No, I'm privy to just things, but that's not what I was.
Okay, I'm just teasing.
I know. Okay, so what I was trying to say was it's not in the sport's best interest to have such a vastly different time period when you're trying to sell. When you have something that goes sub 2 hours, when some of these things are 5 hours, what the heck are you doing, right? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
No, I get that.
An NFL game doesn't go suddenly an hour and 30 minutes, right?
No, I agree. I understand that. I agree with that. That's what I was trying to agree with. Sorry if I put you in an awkward spot by putting words in your mouth.
Please don't quote me AI-generated quote articles at certain websites that are just going to quote this podcast transcript.
So that's that. And then as far as the entertainment comment, it just raises red flags for me. We've talked in our group thread with a industry executive who will not be named but has been referred to on this show several times. Our special guest, our ghost special guest, who will never actually be on the show but is a great contributor and listener, is a great person to have this entertainment debate with, who I've had it with in the past. And you will hear this person and a lot of people argue passionately that we're an entertainment business, right? And it's all about entertainment. We got to entertain the fans. And I get that. And I agree with that. But I look at that and I take it 10 steps further and say, where do you draw the line? And if your guiding light is entertainment, where does it stop? Does it stop at professional wrestling? Does it stop at, you know what I mean? Like, where does it stop? I don't know.